Today I'm going to show you how to set a snare on a rabbit warren. Some things I need to point out that I didn't point out, I won't be pointing out in the video itself. One is that neck snares are illegal in New South Wales. This of course is mainly due to the ignorance of the government and the government advisors, and the law was probably brought about because of the new snares that have been produced in the 20th and 21st centuries, which have locks fitted to them, and they are steel wire and not brass. But just the same, neck snares have been made illegal in New South Wales. So the method I'm showing you is for historical purposes and for survival. In the situation of survival, anything goes. The whole idea is that you survive and you don't have to worry about breaking laws, at least not laws like this one that really doesn't hurt anybody. The other thing that you won't see in the video is the fact that when I arrived, there is a dead tree hung up right next to the rabbit burrow. Whenever I go into an area like that I'm going to be in for any length of time, whether I'm camping or I'm working, setting snares, I always have a good look around, make sure there's no widow makers up above me in the trees, nothing close by that can harm me. So when I found this tree, I stood back and gave it a push, and it didn't take anything at all. It must have been barely hanging up, and as soon as I touched it, it fell. It fell over another dead stump next to it from a broken tree, and the end flipped up and came over. If I had been setting that snare and I had ignored that tree and I had accidentally just touched it with my shoulder, there's a good chance the butt end of that tree would have hit me in the head, and it would either have knocked me out or it could have killed me. So just be aware of these things when you're doing stuff like that and you're working in the forest. There are so many things that can go wrong that at first just seems to be a simple task. So keep your eyes open for dangers. That includes snakes down burrows. I've never come across one, but it's always a possibility. At the moment it's winter, and the snakes are all in hibernation, so there wasn't much chance of me actually finding one in the burrow entrance. Okay, that's all I have to say. Good luck, and that's all for now. First thing to do before you set a snare on a rabbit warren is to make sure that the area around the burrow is clear. Take out anything that your snare can get tangled in. We've got a tree growing right next to it, which is a bit of a nuisance. I don't want to cut this tree down just so I can set a snare. So I'm going to have to see if I can restrict the length of the snare so it doesn't reach this tree. if you've got debris around the hole, when the rabbit gets caught in the snare, he's liable to run around for a bit trying to get out of it. If you've got debris up here, anything growing close to it, logs to jump over, anything it can get tangled in, it'll tangle that snare and it'll strangle. Snaring rabbits, the idea isn't to snare it and kill it. It's just to snare it and catch it. So when the rabbit gets caught, for security and safety, he's going to go back down the burrow. If he's down the burrow far enough, then Foxy's a trap bag for a while. Okay. Need to peg it down up here somewhere. So I'll have to make a peg for this snare to attach to.